Today's bodybuilding, as it stands, is poised to be replaced without a single doubt by classic physique, the newly created division. It is more beautiful than the bubble gut bonanza. It is distasteful. It is disgraceful. And a bubble gut compared to a proper vacuum, that is no picture. People are more attracted to a classical aesthetic physique. During the last 2 decades, it became a mess. They let it roam shamelessly at any level. The consumption of crazy stuff made it look like a big fauna, dinosaurs of old. Is this real life? They're like proud of it. Vacuums are back, thankfully, in this division. And by default, it is poised. It is logical for it to replace this abnormality. I mean, people are making fun of it. Is this real life? What are they consuming? And they try to speculate. What is it? Is it oil? Are they pregnant? What kind of substance are they consuming to look like this at any level, an amateur level, for Lord's sake? They really look like a caricature. It is absolutely insulting to the golden era. And if the golden era comes back to the days of Francis Benfato, let it be. This dude was merely 170 back in the day. Do you know a current bodybuilding of that weight? No. Let it be back. This was beauty. This is aesthetic. This is to be saluted. A human being is naturally attracted to this. Bob Paris. And if you think about it, Bob Paris of the 80s is pretty much today's guys like Arash Rahbar of the classic physique. He really is. So there you have it. Call it a big bang. Call it a supernova explosion of the bubble guts. Personally, I will not cry about it. They have to pay for it. I mean, these guys became too humongous and they crumbled maybe under their own weight.
I think that the sport of bodybuilding is at a crossroads. I think that the sport of bodybuilding could go through the roof and become part of the Olympics, become an Olympic sport and accepted by the general public in a huge way and be on television and be in everything. Or it regresses back again to become a subculture where it's only for a limited amount of characters, like it was in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And I think we worked very hard to get it out of that in the 70s. And we were successful in convincing people that this is a beautiful body. But now, just as people got used to buying in that this is a beautiful body, the bodybuilders and the professional sport of bodybuilding has gone the next step, where all of a sudden the body does not look as acceptable, simply because it's too big, it's too enormous, and it doesn't have any talent behind it. So therefore, when you look at the stage of a bodybuilding competition or of a woman's competition, you see performances that will make you just say, oh my God, how did they do that? Flips and splits and posing and dynamics and great looks and choreographed things that is so entertaining that you can easily sell on television. But when you have guys come out one after the next to just go, they barely can get their breath together, and then they hit the shot, and then the stomach hangs out, and the neck is 23 inches, and the calves are 18. The proportion is gone. In the old days, you always had to bring something else to the table in order to be a champion. And so I think that if it continues this way, we will have more and more people shy away from that and say, I don't want to look like that. And the more we go the other way and find a way where it is the sweet spot, you know, in tennis there's the sweet spot, in golf there's the sweet spot, we have to find our sweet spot. I don't know exactly the answer, but I mean, I think that the sport should work diligently towards that goal. And then we will go through the roof. and we'll be unstoppable. We will continue the growth that we have experienced, and I think that we will continue, the selling of magazines and the food supplements and all of the stuff that is becoming now so popular and is becoming so huge. So I hope that we find that sweet spot, because bodybuilding is just such an extraordinary activity, such an extraordinary sport, so healthy, so good, that we can really have a great impact on fighting obesity and continuing with our fitness crusade.